Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Today is Tuesday, January 30th. And with the stock market, they say that so goes January and so goes the year. Except if it's an elections year. If it's an election year, then all bets are off, because what happens on an election year is that the stocks go down. And then close to September, October, November, when they figure out who's going to win the elections, is when the stocks will start going up again. So, if the stock right now of Facebook is at $400 a share, you'd be a fool not to cash in on it, Hello, Mcfly, Hello, Mcfly. The stock's at $400 a share, and it's going to be devalued because Facebook has no income. The only income that Facebook has is from Mark Zuckerberg's and Priscilla Chan's insider trading and securities fraud. They're using my unemployment insurance. Facebook and Meta is running the California courts with pay-to-play racketeering and fraud on the court. They got all the judges and clerks bought. I have a hearing coming up tomorrow on the 31st to justify subpoenas because the sheriff the Los Angeles County Sheriff, LASD, will not serve the judge, Michelle Williams Court, who's a complete fraud and was promoted from Department 74 to supervising judge with ordinance in Las Vegas and New Jersey. And basically, the judge, Elaine Mandel, is really Angela Mandela, who was married to Nelson Mandela from Africa. So it's like everybody's coming into town with free-for-all pillaging. They think the United States is like a murder business, a genocide and ethnic cleansing. Come to the United States, you get rich by killing people. It's the murder business, And I'm putting a stop to that because I am a victim of the murder business. They killed my kids, they took my money, and then they've been financially suffocating me all these years. And I found out that the ultimate boss doing this with a pyramid Ponzi scheme is Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. And the stock is at $400 a share. And the stock, what I found out, is going to be devalued down to $0 or $1. When a stock gets devalued, it does a reverse stock split. And then after that, it'll just go down to $1. It'll be like another America Online. You remember what happened with America Online? That's what's going to happen. So, hello, Mcfly. I'm telling you that you need to cash in because the stock market with Facebook is being operated by the same market makers as Nu Skin, which is a South China Sea Filipino market maker from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. You no longer go to the New York Stock Exchange. You no longer go to NASDAQ. You no longer go to Instinet and TD Ameritrade. Now Warren Buffett, Mike Pence, and TD Ameritrade are competing with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange that's trying to be like the number one stock exchange to take over for the United States Stock Exchange, which is probably why Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, resigned. I don't know what happened to Janet Yellen, but I'm telling you that we have a problem, is that they're making up stories. They're using day trading profits, and they're saying, I'm a day trader, I made money, and now that's why I'm going to report his income, because he's saying that he has another company, and he's making investments into Oculus. He hasn't sold a single headset of Oculus, and he's just running Facebook into the ground, which is my code, because I found out that as I was programming it, my first wife, Karen Teresa Castorino Kono, is the ultimate snake, because I took a home equity loan, and her and everybody in my family were backstabbing and betraying me. They were taking my code, they were taking my store procedures, they were taking my database, they were selling it to Connect You and the Winklevoss twins, they were selling it to Friendster, they were selling it to MySpace, they were selling it to Yahoo, they were selling it to everybody. And then Facebook went up, they paid the Winklevoss twins, they didn't pay me anything. Instead, they've been trying to kill me for 7 years. Because the same people that are being operated by Baidu and Alibaba and Jack Ma, who also killed Marissa Mayer. And now I'm finding out that it's the law firm Mayer Brown from San Francisco that has hijacked the California courts. So what I'm basically telling you here is that there is fraud on the court, and I'm trying to bring justice. I found out that there's like revolving door people. You know, is there Evan McClintock in 2nd District Court of Appeal? Is there Judge Samantha Jesner? Is there a Judge Eric Taylor? Is there like an administrator? All these people have been murdered. The California courts are hijacked. You know, there's a war going on right now. It's urban warfare, World War III. They're poisoning your clothes with biological germ warfare at the Ross store and Macy's and like legitimate stores. They're taking used clothing with pox, and even worse than pox is that they have this thing called a Mexican chinchilla. That like a pox is sort of like hard. It has a hard shell. If you have this chinchilla, which is like a soft shell, like a soft shell crab, and it's loaded with this pus, which is like a liquid pus and poison, that chinchilla turns into COVID-19 and turns into AIDS. If you don't take care, if you don't like take antibiotics, you know, it's a penicillin, so you have to take grapefruit juice to kill it, and you have to take zinc to give it a hard shell, and you got to do this over and over. It takes like 9 months to get rid of it, and if you don't, it's going to turn into COVID-19 and AIDS, and they're putting in your clothes. This is how they're giving you COVID-19 and AIDS, through the clothing. Germ warfare, urban warfare. So anyway, that's about it. I have a hearing coming up on 31st and 2nd, and I'm filing a writ of prohibition with the California Highway Patrol, because it's time to cash in, you know. And let's not mention also that I can't believe that they allowed Donald Trump to run for president again. I mean, this guy raided, he had a riot, Washington, D.C. Capitol on his way out. He had his campaign manager, Brady Prescali, impersonate me, Brady Prescali, and he said he's Leo A. Cono from San Antonio, and he got himself into a misdemeanor and gave me a criminal background record. Donald Trump got Pac-Man Jones to almost beat me up. Donald Trump was busted with Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump is the owner of Conduit and Allied Universal. Donald Trump was worshipped in North Korea by this guy, what's his name, Kim, the dictator from North Korea. Donald Trump is really Kim from North Korea. And Kamala Harris is really Bin Laden. Why are you voting for Donald Trump again? I have a lawsuit against him because he murdered all my children and took my money. And on top of that, the FBI director and U.S. Office of Special Counsel Director, Robert Mueller, he was investigating Trump because he also worshipped with Putin, and he's giving money to Russia, who's trying to kill us, you know. So, you know, there's all kinds of evidence with Mar-a-Lago. There's evidence with my second wife that she left with Ramos, bailiff records, Castro Ramos, that they're trying to hide down and seal records. And Donald Trump is busted by Robert Mueller and all the evidence at Mar-a-Lago and Capitol riots and elections interference and elections fraud. And you turn it around and, you know, there's prior convictions and current convictions. I'm reaching out to Anthony Blinken, who's the Secretary of State of the United States, and also Shirley Weber and perhaps her undersecretary or the underdeputy of the Secretary of State, which is Leslie Culkin, who that issued the subpoenas to produce qualifications, because there's no accountability and people need to produce I-9 form to prove what their name is. Or when they answer the phone, they can just give you any name they want. There's no accountability. So they need to produce a Homeland Security I-9 form, and they need to produce qualifications and fingerprinting and background checks, because the ex-cons committing crimes all the time, and they're really enemy soldiers is what it really is. They're here in town to kill your family and take your money. They're enemy soldiers. And this can be stopped with the I-9 form, Homeland Security I-9 form, and this can be stopped to produce qualifications. And it gives college kids from USC and Loyola and UCLA, it gives college kids from law school, you know, get rid of this dead wood. But you're not just cutting the dead wood, you're getting rid of the enemy soldiers and terrorists that are taking over our country, overthrowing our country. So please do not vote for Donald Trump, because you're voting for Kim in North Korea. I don't understand how this guy can have a riot in Washington, D.C. and all the things that I just mentioned, Robert Mueller and Mar-a-Lago, and you're voting for him again? Hello, Mcfly, and you're Facebook is at $400 a share and you're not selling it before it goes to $1 like America Online. Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly.